Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Tuesday. Great to be here. Oh, missed you all so much. Missed being live with you all yesterday, and I'm glad that we're here together, back in the Story Time studio. Thank you so much for joining in today. Glad you're here with me. Thank you for joining us, and of course, loved seeing all your messages yesterday. Where was I? I might have been still at the airport at the time. So hopped down to LA yesterday. Sunday, and then back yesterday. And we're here. So Storytime is back live. I hope you enjoyed the story that we had for you yesterday, though, which was Like by Annie Barrows and oh my goodness, Espinosa. Why am I blanking out on the first name? Give me a second. Oh, there we go. Yes, and it is Leo Espinosa. Thank you so much for joining in. So yeah, yesterday we did have for you Like, a very funny book indeed. I love it, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Missed being here with you, of course, but glad that we're back together here for our live today. Thank you for joining in. Please, as always, let me know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. Thank you for being here with us. And we do have a wonderful book coming back to Story Time. Actually, we had this one not too long ago, but it is that good. We're bringing it back again to Story Time, and this one is called Hello Rain. This one by KYO MACLEAR and Chris Turnham. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you enjoy it, and of course, if you've not seen it before, well, I'm glad to introduce you to it. It is a good one indeed, and one that definitely belongs on each and every shelf. Thank you so much for joining in today. Hello Rain, coming to you from KYO MACLEAR, and illustrations by Chris Turnham. And of course, we're reading this one with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. So stay tuned and enjoy this one in a little bit. Thank you so much for joining us today on Story Time. Please, as always, remember too that you can find Story Time live right here, 7 a.m. Pacific time. You can find us at 11 a.m. Pacific time as well for the recording of the 7 a.m. Pacific time. And of course, you can catch us at any time that works for you at your convenience at storytimewithmrlimada.com, as well as at Storytime with Mr. Limada on Facebook, YouTube, as well as follow us and see what's happening on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. As you know, it's a big thing happening too on December 11th. Storytime will be live, a 2-hour live edition in the morning, 8 to 10 Pacific time. Will be live right here on Storytime platforms, and then of course 2 will be live later on at 11 to 2 for a 3-hour marathon of the social justice holiday, children's book holiday fair. And this one is happening at Tians out in Berkeley. So please join us. Come on out and have fun with us. Of course, if you're not in a space that allows you to be with us in person, well, join us online. That's why Storytime is here to offer you coverage of this wonderful event. So please join us on December 11th and find all these amazing books, independent publishers, social justice publishers. I am excited to be there with them, and hopefully I'll see you there with us too. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a wonderful story. Good morning to you, Tara McNamara. How are you doing today? Erin and Clara, good morning, good morning. Hugs to you. Happy Tuesday out in a very chilly Massachusetts this morning. Well, welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. And we're talking rain, but hopefully it warms your heart still. Hello, rain coming up very shortly. Please do stay warm out there in very chilly Massachusetts. And if you say it's chilly, then I know it is super chilly for me out there. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. Thank you for being here with us. Erin and Clara, and of course, Tara McNamara out in Massachusetts, where it is cold today. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Miles and Owen, thank you so much for joining us out in Massachusetts. Thank you for being here. So glad to join Storytime again. We're so glad that you are here with us again. Thank you for being here. Welcome back to Storytime, Miles and Owen. And of course, thank you for joining in today. Absolutely appreciate you. You're joining in with a different account today, Tinkergarten Groton. What is that? What is that? Please share. Let me know what it's all about. Thank you so much for joining in. It sounds like fun. I can see tinkering in there, garden in there. Like everything just seems so amazing. What is it? Please do elaborate a little bit more. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it that we are here together. Miles and Owen, thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Amanda West, thank you so much for joining in. Sarah and Nathan and new puppy. Oh my goodness. Zoe, welcome to Storytime. Oh my goodness. What kind of puppy is Zoe? Thank you for joining in from out in a snowy Illinois today. Oh yes, winter is here. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good morning to you, Sarah and Nathan. And of course, Zoe, good morning to you. Thank you for being here with us. And of course, Amanda West, hugs to you. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you. Glad to be all here with you again, live. Thank you so much for joining in. Pamela Courtney, good morning to you. How are you doing today? Well, Pamela Courtney, you are so welcome. Whether alone, we miss the boys, of course, but good to have you here with us on Storytime. Thank you for joining in. Pamela Courtney out in Natchitoches, Louisiana. But you know, of course, we're still going to send love to Braylon and Chad and, of course, Auntie Anne. Thank you so much for being members of this wonderful community. Thank you so much for being here with us. Good morning to you, Soraya, right here in Oakland. Thank you for joining in. I hope that you are ready for our story for today. This one is called Hello Rain, coming up very, very shortly from KYO MACLEAR, Chris Turnham, and of course, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in today. I am glad that you are here. Good morning, Soraya, and of course, Sharon Lungo right here in Oakland. Thank you so much for joining in. Oh my goodness, thank you. This sounds like a space where we should all be right now. Thank you so much for joining in. Tinkergarten is an outdoor learning program for kids 18 months to 8 years old with classes all across the country. Oh my goodness. I am so just fascinated by it all, and I would definitely love to learn even more. Thank you so much for sharing that bit. I would definitely be looking into that. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, and thank you for joining us, Tinkergarten in Groton. Thank you so much for being here all the way out in Massachusetts. Owen, thank you for joining us, and of course you joining in as well with Miles. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Heather Farah, good morning to you. And Enid and I have had blue skies and red leaves in Portland. That just sounds so beautiful. Thank you indeed for sharing. Please do share pictures. Indeed, we've been sharing pictures here before on Storytime. So if you do have any that you'd want us to share out here on Storytime, beautiful leaves, beautiful lakes, anything that you want, please send us our way. And of course, we'll put it out here and everybody else gets to enjoy the wonderful scenery. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. But we now have snow in the hills. Well, thank you so much for joining in. Yes, already, right? Snow in the hills already. I should not forget that. Absolutely. I hope that you're staying warm. I know that the skiing community is excited, but Yes, indeed, and I think I hope that California this time around too. I hope that we get some rain and more snow, so to counter this drought that we're having right now. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely appreciate you, Heather Farah. Enid, I hope that you had a wonderful birthday season for you. Thank you so much for joining in. Oh, yes, Pamela Courtney says, oh, pictures of the puppy, please. Oh, my goodness, I second that. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for joining in. Excitement, excitement all around. Oh, yes. Zoe is a Black Labrador mix rescued from Mississippi, where she was dropped off at around 8 weeks old. Oh, somehow she made her way to St. Louis area rescue, and now she's napping after an hour outside playing with Sarah and Nathan in the falling snow. Oh, sounds like a beautiful story right there. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for joining in Story Time. And indeed, glad to read to Sarah and Nathan and, of course, Zoe. And like Pamela Courtney says, pictures, please, soon. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. I am glad that we're here. All right, let's get ready for a story for today. Get comfortable, get cozy. It's snowing places. It's cold in places. Out here in Oakland, it is cold for us, so don't laugh. Thank you so much for joining in. Get comfortable, get cozy. Our story will be starting very, very shortly. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. And please do not forget that we do have the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair happening at Tia's Fine Teas in Berkeley, and this one will be on December 11th, 2022 from 11 to 2 p.m. for the in-person, and of course Storytime will have coverage from 8 a.m. to 10, and then of course we'll be on site from 11 to 2 p.m. So do join in interviews, readings from amazing authors and creatives out there. Be part of the fun. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Join me on the other side of this very short break when we are back for more story time, for a story for today. Join me, go, 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 grab your tea, get back here. We're ready for our story for today.
Hi, I'm Auntie Pam of the Homeschooling Kinfolks down here in Natchitoches, Louisiana, and you're tuned in to Storytime with Mr. LaMotta.
Welcome back. Thank you, Pamela Courtney, and of course Braylon as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope that you're ready for today's story, and I hope that that you have a lovely day out there too. Hello, Rain. This one coming to you from KYO MACLEAR and illustrations by Chris Turnham. It is one of my favorite books for sure. It is just absolutely outstanding. The illustrations, everything, and and also just look at that inside cover of the falling rain. It is just so beautiful. Just thought I should show that as well. Because if you do get a library copy, I'm sure it's been taped down, and so you might miss that. But if you do have your own copy, or indeed one that is loose like that, I hope that you get to admire the beauty that is back there. And then too, we have, look at that, blue skies for the opening end paper. I love it. All right. And one of the things too that I like, and I've mentioned this before too, is that there's actually texture to it. If you see the rain can catch the light like that, and when you touch it, it has some texture to it. Really pretty book. All right, here we go. Hello, Rain. This one coming to you from KYO MACLEAR and Chris Turnham. And of course, we're reading it with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And I must say, too, a big congratulations to KYO MACLEAR. And of course, Victoria Rock, who just rocks. And definitely the editor for this one at Chronicle Books. A wonderful book indeed. Victoria Rock, big shout out to you as well. The air is full of waiting. The sky is full of breeze. The trees gust and billow. All before it rains. Rumble, rumble, distant thunder. Rain is coming. Rain is coming. Yes, the air is full of waiting. The sky is full of breeze. The trees gust and billow, all before it rains. You know that feeling, right? Right before it rains, the fresh smell. Rumble, rumble, distant thunder. Rain is coming. Rain is coming. Plink, plunk, plunk on the rooftop. Drip, drop, metal mailbox, ping. Every rainfall plays a different tune. Listen, listen, rain, rain, rain. Every rainfall plays a different tune. So listen, listen, rain, rain, rain. Old raincoat, rubber boots, big umbrella, best umbrella. Green, orange, yellow, blue. Let's go outside. Are you one of those people that rushes outside when it starts raining? Or are you scampering inside? Green, orange, yellow, blue. Let's go outside. Old raincoat, rubber boots, big umbrella, best umbrella. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. On the streets, umbrellas bloom. Wow. Around us, a game of hurry. Ah. But why hurry when the sky is an adventure? Great question indeed. On the streets, umbrellas bloom. Around us, a game of hurry. Dash, dart, skitter, scatter. But why hurry when the sky is an adventure? Deluge, downpour, sprinkle, storm, a drizzle, a mizzle, so many words for rain. Long thin threads, tiny parachutes, buckets at a time. Out of many drops, one big, what do you think? Long thin threads, tiny parachutes, buckets at a time. Out of many drops, one big, one big paddle. Oh, that does look like fun, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. Yes, out of many, one big paddle. Ah. Curbside waterfall, downhill swoosh, out of many drops, one rushing river. Let's launch the fleet. Oh my goodness, so much to do in the rain. Ah, curbside waterfall, downward swoosh, downhill swoosh, out of many drops, one rushing river. Let's launch the fleet. Let's launch the fleet indeed. Drippy leaf, slippy rock. Here is an earthworm, a sticky snail. Here is a seedling. Even when it paws, the frogs don't hurry. Oh, hide. They stay right where they are. Here is an earthworm, a sticky snail. Here is a seedling. Even when it paws, the frogs don't hurry. Oh, hide. They stay right where they are. Frogs, how do you do it? Please tell your secret. Foxglove, hyacinth, poppy, yarrow. Down in the dirt, the thirsty roots are drinking. Nothing like quenching some thirst, is there? Yes, foxglove, hyacinth, poppy, yarrow. Down in the dirt, the thirsty roots are drinking. Yes, indeed. The thirsty roots are drinking. Cool rain, fresh rain, a barrel to catch the drops for later. So we can have pink roses, freely peonies, tangles of vine, bursting pea pods, bright carrots, leafy radishes, plums in the fridge, sweet and cold. One for you, and of course, one for me. Isn't it good to share? Oh, yes, such deliciousness, such beauty all around. Cool rain, fresh rain, a barrel to catch the drops of for later. So we can have pink roses, freely peonies, tangles of vine, bursting pea pods, bright carrots, leafy radishes, plums in the fridge, sweet and cold. Aww. One for you and one for me. I hope you enjoy it. In a quiet spot, a single drop of rain touches 5 times. A branch, a leaf, an apple, a rock, a blade of grass before reaching the ground. We crouch under a tree and whisper talk until dun, 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 what happens? In a quiet spot, a single drop of rain touches 5 times. A branch, a leaf, an apple, a rock, a blade of grass before reaching the ground. We crouch under a tree and whisper talk until what happens? Oh, crack, flash! Oh my goodness! Lightning! Look at how big that is. Oh my goodness. Run, run, run. Get back inside. Inside, wet socks, drippy pants, shake, shake, shake of rain-drenched fur. Oh my goodness. Inside, dry and warm, rain trickle flows against the window. Mini rivers, droplets joining, moving down, down, side to side. Ah. Yes, many rivers, droplets joining, moving down, down, side to side. Yes, we're back inside. Want to play a board game? Want to read a book? Want to build a fort? So much to do on a rainy day. Naps and secrets are both better when it rains. I agree. And reading is better too, isn't it? Yes, so much to do on a rainy day. Naps and secrets are both better when it rains. Oh. I wonder how the rain decides how and when to be. Do you ever wonder that? I wonder how the rain decides how and when to be. I wonder how it decides when to plunk, plonk, plink, or stop. How does it decide? I wonder how the rain decides when and how to be. I wonder how it decides when to plonk, plunk, plink, or indeed stop. How does it decide? Great question. Great wondering. The ground is glistening green. Can you smell the grassy sweetness? Oh, yes. Butterflies and bugs sip, sip, sip from muddy puddles. Can you hear the chirping birds? Oh. It is always so beautiful right after it rains, isn't it? Butterflies and bugs sip, sip, sip from muddy puddles. Can you hear the chirping birds? Can you? Can you smell the grassy sweetness? The ground is glistening green. Hello, sparrows with your bright sparrow voices. Hello, goldfinches with your sweet, sweet song. Hello, flowers ripe and rosy. Hello, mushrooms, plump and proud. I think this is what we should be doing, going out there, saying hello to everything and everybody. Hello, sparrows, with your bright sparrow voices. Hello, goldfinches, with your sweet, sweet song. Hello, flowers, ripe and rosy. Hello, mushrooms, plump and proud. Hello, storytime friends. Love it. Hello, sun. Yes, indeed. And that is the end. And you can see to apply on the end papers, this time we have bright sunny papers right there shining out. And of course, at the beginning, we had the blue getting gray, ready for rain. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, friends. Catch me on the other side of this very short break when we're back for more Storytime chat.
Hi, my name's Christine Mitchell-Adams. I'm a mama and an artist, and I believe that books are a great way for children to have access to the arts on an everyday basis, which is why I believe that programs like Storytime with Mr. LaMotta are so important.
Thank you so much for joining me on Storytime. I am watching the chat right now and just laughing. Of course. No, thank you indeed. Let's say, first of all, question over here. Did you hear thunder and lightning when you grew up? Yes, I did. In fact, that was one of the things I think I was most scared of, and we were told never to go under trees when it is raining. So every time it rained, you're inside, and sometimes the thunder was pretty big, and I just wanted to hide. But yes, indeed, did hear thunder and saw lots of lightning too growing up. Thank you for that question. How about you? How do you feel about thunder and lightning in it? Thank you so much for that question. Oh, absolutely appreciate it. Tinkergarten.com has tons of free resources to inspire outdoor play, and the first week of December there are free lantern walks to welcome winter being held all across the country. Check if there's one near you at tinkergarten.com/lantern. Well, thank you. Do not apologize, please. That's why Storytime is here. We're here to give, provide resources, and we know that we are not the only ones. We are not the only resource, and there's so many other resources out there. So thank you for sharing that, and I hope that our friends out there too in Storytime community can get to check out all these wonderful resources, all these things. And indeed, if you do have other things that you'd like to share here on Storytime, please share away. That's why we're here, indeed, helping our little ones learn even more. Thank you so much for sharing. I absolutely love it. No problem at all. I was just laughing at this message. Please, not a problem at all. We're here to share resources. Thank you for sharing the one that you have. Not a worry at all. Thank you so much for joining in. Not a problem at all. Tinkergarten Groton. Thank you. Miles and Owen, we appreciate you. Never get tired of these illustrations and fun text. Isn't it, Pamela Courtney? This book is just so beautiful, so wonderful, stunning. The language itself is just the rhythm, everything. I love this book so much. Thank you for joining in Storytime today, friends. I hope that you enjoyed this wonderful story, and please let us know if we should bring it back to Storytime some more. It's been here already many times, but hey, it is such a wonderful book, and we'll be bringing it back more and more. Tomorrow we are at Emerson Elementary, and we will be having fun with Ivy and Bean as they get to work. Yes, lots of adventures happening, and I will do a recap of the first 2 chapters that we've read before as we go into chapter 3 tomorrow. Ivy and Bean are here for a wonderful adventure, so please do join in tomorrow and have fun at Emerson Elementary. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime for this Tuesday morning. Thank you for being here with us. This has been our first live this week. Yes, missed you yesterday, but I hope that you still enjoyed the story that we lined up for you, which was Like from Annie Barrows. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Oh yeah, on the birthday, we eating cake for breakfast. Oh yes, indeed, as it should be. Thank you so much for joining in. Cheesecake, to be specific. Well, thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. Happy birthday. And of course, happy birthday. Mine is tomorrow. Pamela Courtney, I should have known you're also a November baby. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. We're celebrating tomorrow. Thank you so much, Pamela Courtney, for joining in. And I hope that the boys will be back tomorrow to celebrate with you too. Thank you for being here on Storytime. Pamela Courtney, I sent one in to share with everyone. Well, thank you, Amanda West. Thank you indeed. Absolutely love it. I will be doing that tomorrow. I'll check through to see what we have, and then of course tomorrow we get to see the puppy, so we have even something more to look forward to. Turn in Storytime tomorrow so you can see Zoe. Thank you, friends, for being here with us. Absolutely appreciate you. I ought to put Zoe up right now, but it'll take me a bit of time to get everything sorted. So tomorrow we're back. We're celebrating Pamela Courtney. We're reading a wonderful book from Emerson Elementary, and of course, we get to see Zoe. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And of course, you saw there too that we have Miles and Owen sharing with us Tinkergarten. Check that one out and see what it's all about. And I hope that you have fun. And of course, birthday cake. Who can say no? Thank you so much for joining in, friends. Absolutely appreciate you. I hope that you enjoyed the wonderful book that we read today. And of course, welcome to the community, Zoe. Thank you so much for joining in, friends. And I will see you again tomorrow when we are back for more Storytime. This has been Storytime for today. This has been Storytime for this wonderful Tuesday. I hope that you have a wonderful day indeed. I know it's cold in places. I know it is snowy in other places. So please, I hope that you find the appropriate clothing, appropriate things that you need. And if you're driving, please make sure too that you check the weather conditions. Are your tires in good condition? Let's check all those things that we need to. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. And of course, let's spare thought for those that are unhoused right now. If you can lend a jacket to somebody, why not? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. Hugs. And we'll see you again tomorrow when we're back for more Storytime. Thank you so much. I wish you many more birthday cakes. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Much love. Bye-bye.
He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Stories, read me all of the stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh. brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.